Hello again. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. My name's David Charles, International Psychic, White Witch and Medium. And tonight, or today, whatever time it is where you are, we're going to do a short reading followed by stage 6 of the Old England Tarot School course. That's a diploma course set up by my lovely lady Leslie and myself 20 odd years ago. And today we're on stage 6. I hope you're enjoying the course so far if you're following it. And we're going to go right through the tarot course to the end, to diploma standard. There won't be a diploma this time, but it was originally a diploma course. Before that, we're going to do a short reading for you, and it's the title of the reading tonight is Will I Find My Soulmate? Or are you with your soulmate in some cases? So the question is, will you find your soulmate? I'm going to do 4 readings, 4 stacks of cards along here. And I want you to choose a stack in a few moments. So if you want to know if you're with your soulmate, do you really want to know? Do you really want to know if you'll find your soulmate? Stay with me and I'll see you in a few seconds after this short interludings. Bye-bye. Okay, so we'll go ahead and make the 4 stacks. I've shuffled these repeatedly. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now then, we're going to call these stacks 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. I'd like you to choose one of those stacks. Pick your lucky number if you want, or a number that feels good. I'm not a big fan of lucky numbers, but if it's your lucky number, pick it. If one of these is a nice, or it looks, drags your attention, go for that one. You can pause the video while you decide. Ask your partner if he's there or he's there, and or just choose on your own. And if you've chosen, thank you, and we'll go with number 1 first. Special welcome to you if you're alone or on your own today. You can always tune in to me if you're lonely. So, are you with your soulmate, or will you find your soulmate? Number 1. I'm looking really now here the next 3 or 4 months ahead. So you may be with your soulmate already. You may find that you're about to meet them. But number 1, we'll go first of all with the negatives, and that is that if you meet somebody new, or if you've just met somebody new, you've got to stop arguing, because you can be a bit argumentative at the moment, or he or she can, and it seems that you're sparking each other off. As I said, this may not have happened yet, and this reading won't apply to all of you, but you'll know if it's yours. And there are no times on these readings. They're called timeless readings, as psychics call them. It means that they're meant to be found when you find them. So you could find this reading tomorrow, you could find it in 3 or 4 months' time. It doesn't matter when it is. It will apply for the next few months after you find it. There are no time limits. You're choosing these cards, not me or no one else. So they will affect you, hopefully. But if you've got a new lover, or you're just about to meet one, don't get bickering and arguing from the start, because you're not going to be soulmates if you do. At the same time, number 1, you've got your barriers up. A lot of us do that sometimes. It means you've been hurt by people, lovers in the past. It also means you've possibly been hurt by family or friends, or people you thought were friends. You may have been fleeced by the local builder or something, or the plumber. You've been let down, and now you're defensive. Unfortunately, number 1, you're not really defensive enough, because underneath all that defense mechanism, there's a very soft part of you, and people seem to get through it. So you've got to be a tiny bit cautious, not paranoid. I use that word a lot, but don't get too worried, because if the new soulmate or lover comes along, you'll soon work out if it is or not. I don't think it's cut and dried, as they say, but I do think you've got to stop. Well, you've got to lower your defenses a little bit, because people may not approach you. I always it reminds me when when I was younger and we used to go to dances and you'd ask a girl to dance. But sometimes you'd look at her and think, don't like the look of the way she looks, so I'm not going to ask her in case she says no. And that's the look you may be giving off, because you're being defensive and people may just back off a little bit. But when you do meet someone new, and I think you're going to, if you haven't already just done so, there's going to be a kind of crossroads that you'll reach, because you'll have to make a decision, because it won't be the only one. I think you're still tied up with a past or an ex-lover. You may find that as these things come along like buses, first there are none and there are two or three at once. So you may have to choose between more than one, maybe more than two prospective new lovers in the coming months. As I'm looking 3 or 4, maybe 5 months ahead. So during that period, a lot of choices to be made. The message from the spirit world is that you'll get what you deserve. So I'm putting the onus on you a little bit, number one. You've got to make choices. You've got to be careful with your choices, because you don't want to choose the wrong one and then think, I wish I'd chosen the other one, because that's sod's law, it may happen. So you'll need to do that. I can't do that for you. But there are also complications, because somebody from the past is possibly trying to win you back. This is happening a lot these days with the event of social media, Facebook and that sort of thing. And people are contacting ex-lovers that they possibly wouldn't have done without Facebook and all those things. So it appears, number one, you've got some choices here. You will reach some kind of a decision-making process. You won't have much choice about the choices, because it's going to be forced on you anyway. You'll have to choose between 1, 2, maybe 3 prospective new lovers. One of them, I believe, will be your soulmate. So it's up to you. I'm going to blame you now, not me. But you'll need to choose one. And I believe you'll have more than 1 or 2 to choose from. The advice I normally give is don't go backwards. I'm not going to give that this time. I think you could go backwards this time. It's very unusual. The spirit world usually warn against that, because it didn't work then, and they say, well, why would it work now? But you can make it work going backwards. It's just that you'll be the exception rather than the rule. The message is, number one, you will get what you deserve. If you deserve your soulmate, then he or she is coming. There's no question about that. If you don't, because you're a bit argumentative sometimes, some of you, not all of you, I'm not saying you all are, but you don't need the bickering, you don't need arguments, and you've had those in the past as well. You've got to stop ignoring this problem and deal with it if you are a little bit argumentative. Sounds like I'm accusing all of you, but I'm not. But you'll know if it means you. So, new lovers coming, a crowd of them maybe, could be quite a few to choose from. I do believe that these lovers should be met through natural means. That's another thing I always say. I don't think you need to go to dating sites, because you're forcing the issue, and if your soulmate has been chosen by the spirit world, and believe me, they will be, then you meet one on a dating site, you could go the wrong way and not meet the one that the spirit world want you to meet. So don't do dating sites or online dating. So number one, it's up to you. Make your choices. Make the right ones and enjoy doing it. It's good fun. Enjoy being flirtatious. Doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 70 or 80 or 90. You could be 15. And just enjoy it. Go with the flow. Enjoy being spoiled. Enjoy the attention. And pick one of these. Don't pick more than one. Just one will do. Pick one of your new lovers. And I think your soulmate is on the way. So, I hope you enjoyed that, number one. Please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already done so, please click the bell icon, wherever it may be, and then you'll get notification every time I upload a new video, which is quite frequently these days. So now we're going to do number two. If you chose number two, this is for you, as I always say. So number two, don't fall in love with the estate agent. There are property matters in this reading. We're looking at, will you find or are you with your soulmate? The answer is not very good at the moment, but you will be dealing with movement, property and estate agents. Now the estate agent may have eyes for you, okay? However, that's just an example. It could be someone like that. But it could be someone dealing with property, or that you meet through property, maybe someone showing you around their house. Maybe you're going there to work, maybe you're a plumber or a bricklayer, But I believe you may meet somebody new through a property, and you may meet two of them, a bit like number one. But there's not two or three, there's two. Possibly one, possibly two potential suitors coming your way soon, number two. Now, this brings happiness. It may be short-lived. I'm not suggesting this is your soulmate. As I often say, soulmates are quite rare. Your sister can be your soulmate, or your brother, or your cousin. But your soulmate may be coming your way during the next 3, 4, 5 months. And I think it's linked to something to do with houses, property. Maybe you're a repairman, or maybe they're coming to do repairs for you. Anything to do with property, estate agents, that sort of thing could bring new love to you. Now then, you've got some karma coming, number two, which means, as you know, if you've been a bit naughty, you'll pay for it. If you've been good, you'll be rewarded. I think your karma is very good. So during the next up to 5 months, you're going to get what you deserve. And if you have to pay karma, you'll pay. Most psychics and witches believe that karma is threefold. So you pay 3 times over. Not saying I believe that, but a lot of psychics and mediums do believe that. It also means, as I often say, that if anyone's hurt you in the past, knowingly, not accidentally, if someone's hurt you knowingly, they're about to pay for that during the next few months. You may never find out, but it will happen. Now there is, around you, number two, some dishonesty. I don't think it's from you. It could be you, but I think it's someone you're about to meet. There's someone coming your way who's not really as nice as they first seem. Now you have intuition, number two. We all have some, but your intuition levels during the period we're looking at will be quite high. So if someone comes your way who's not quite all they appear to be, you'll soon work it out. In fact, some of you, number two, will know if you can trust someone just by looking at them. That's how intuitive you'll be, especially during the coming months. You may not feel it today, but this is growing. So look out for that. I think some of you are going to be deceived. Maybe some of you will be cheated if you're not careful. I don't think you're necessarily with your soulmate at the moment. As I said, they're quite rare. And I don't necessarily think you're going to meet one in the next few months. But be patient. You can always look at these readings a bit later on. But if you want to meet your soulmate, number two, you may have to make it happen. They're not going to come knocking on your door, and I don't want you to do dating sites, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago. Please don't do dating sites, because the spirit world will plan your lovers or your lover. And if you go down the dating site route, you'll probably meet the wrong one and spend maybe years with the wrong person before you meet the right one. And unnecessarily struggling with romance. So I don't see you overjoyed or overflowing with romance, number two, but you may need to make it happen. The person you do meet will have something in common with you, because I think a lot of you, number two, are quite into animals and pets and that sort of thing. Some of you actually work for animal charities. I do see that as a positive thing, and I think the person you meet will be the same. So it's not somebody who doesn't like dogs, if you've got a dog, for instance. There are, as quite often the case, signs of someone who comes your way who could be a single parent, unless it's you. I may be picking up you. You may be a single parent. You may meet someone in the same boat. And that's going to be good as well, because I think you'll get on. I think if you both have children, they will get on. They'll get on together. And that can sometimes be a problem, especially when the ex finds out that you're seeing someone with their children, and they don't want their children meeting your new boyfriend or girlfriend. But I think it'll be okay this time. So watch out for things to do with property repairs, maintenance maybe the window cleaner or the milkman. You still got milkman? Somebody like that coming to properties. It could be you could be a property inspector or repairman or something like that, or you may be bringing someone into your property to look around and do some work for you or to help sell it. Estate agents come to mind. Animal lovers, single parents, karma, but watch out for cheats. Watch out for people who are not what they appear to be. They may seem nice and friendly and very popular, but they may be a bit self-centered, number two. So just a little bit of caution there, but I think it's pretty good, number two. So thank you for watching that, listen to that. Don't forget your tarot course, part 6. We've soon got there. It's coming up in a few minutes after we've done these 2 further readings. This is number 3. If you chose number 3, is your soulmate with you, or is your soulmate coming in the next few months? Well, you're going to meet someone who's highly skilled. And I could be picking up you, number 3. There are lots of gay romances in this one. Same-sex romances, which is nice. A lot of you are into that kind of thing. A lot of you may be toying with the idea as a new adventure because you've been hurt in the past, a bit like number 2 had. And not always because you've been hurt, but it may be that you're just trying new, exciting things. But there are some gay and same-sex romances in the air for number 3. Not all of you, but some of you. I think you are very good at what you do. You enjoy what you do. The work that you do is good. Some of you are into this kind of thing as well. Some of you are healers, maybe psychics. And it's growing, and your skills are growing, and you're dependable, you're solid, you're reliable, number 3. Good for you, most of you anyway. As I always say, this won't apply to all of you, but it will apply to many of you. There will be spirituality, and a lot of you, number 3, are guided by an older male spirit guide. It could be a granddad, it could be someone close that you lost, and I don't think this person was all that old. It's hard to say age, because age doesn't really come into the spirit world as we know it. But I think you're guided during the next 3 or 4 months, as I say, up to 5 months, when you're looking for your soulmate, if you haven't already got them. I don't think you're with your soulmate, all of you anyway. Some of you will be. But I don't think you'll be watching this if you thought you were with your soulmate, because you've watched one of my other videos. Now, you will receive a romantic offer. And I think some of you will be making a romantic offer. So it's not all, it's give and take with this one. I think some of you will meet your new lover or partner because you're changing your career path. You may be moving away to work somewhere different. You may be taking a complete new approach to the way you earn your living. And it's good because you can do it. You can do anything. I think, number 3, most of you, if you had a new job on next Monday morning, you'd be good at it, no matter what it is. So you're pretty capable of turning your hand to most things. And I think you'll meet someone, if you haven't already done so, who's pretty similar, good at what they do, diligent in what they do, they want it done properly, they like to get things done. They like to stand back, and you, possibly you as well, you like to stand back at the end of the shift or the job and look at it and think, yeah, I did that and it's good. I'm glad about that. You will receive offers. Some of you will be making offers of romantic nature. Some of you are going to meet someone who's very sensitive, possibly one of the water signs. A person who loves to fall in love, romantic, the old type. The sort of person who'll open doors for you if you're a lady. Buy you flowers and chocolates and that sort of thing. And it's the same the other way around as well. There is a sensitive element to the person you're about to meet. Very sensitive, very easily hurt, very touchy. You can easily hurt their feelings, and you might think, what's the matter with them? But that's the way they are. They're sensitive, you can't help that. So don't hurt their feelings. Listen to the voices inside you from a male spirit guide. There may be 1 or 2 where it's a female spirit guide, but most of you, I'm picking up, are very heavily influenced by a man who passed some time back. Now, most of you are also going to meet a second choice. This is a person who, unlike the last reading, it's a person you can trust. A person who will do what they say they will do, but they may be just not your type, not exciting enough. I can't be certain about that, but there is a possible second person interested in you. Okay, they probably travel a lot as well. But who doesn't these days? There are links to the ocean and the coast with this reading, number 3. Maybe you're living by the coast, maybe you're thinking of moving there. If you're thinking of moving to the sea, do it. Don't think about it, do it. I tell that to everyone. But if the sea is calling you, it's because you've got psychic ability and the sea will call you to it. Make no mistake about it. And if you fight it, it'd be a shame. So if you've got visions of moving to the coast, no matter where it is, Shetland or the Land's End in this country, if you're abroad in America, anywhere. If you're moving to the sea or thinking of it, then do it, make it happen. These things don't always happen on their own, you have to make them happen. So number 3, I don't think you're necessarily with your soulmate yet, but there's at least one choice coming, someone very sensitive. Then the opposite, the second possible choice is someone who's very staid in their ways. He or she will be reliable, but they may be a bit boring. Depends what sort of excitement you're looking for. So thank you for listening to that, number 3. And we'll move on to number 4, and then we do part 6 of the tarot course from the Old England Tarot School notes, okay? This is number 4. If you chose number 4, will you meet your soulmate or are you already with them? And I think a lot of you, number 4, are already with your soulmates. Not all of you, it's never all of you. But a lot of you have your soulmates. Now some of you, I believe, are linked to the travel industry. Not all of you, again. Things are speeding up. Now some of you also have a lover with an age gap. Now one of you may be quite a little bit younger than the other one. And one of you may be quite a little bit older than the other one. This is good. But again, having said that, you will have another admirer coming soon. And I think it's somebody linked to travel or the travel industry. And things are speeding up on your love life front, and they're also speeding up on your work life front. Now, similar to number 3, you have a spirit guide, but your main spirit guide is a young person. And I think in most of your cases, it's a young person who was too young to go, too young to pass over. And a lot of them will be girls, females. Not all of them. It could just be someone with a feminine nature, you know, a caring, kind nature. Not necessarily a gay person, but someone with a kind, caring nature that passed away too soon. And that's one of your main spirit guides who appears to be with you a lot during the next 3 to 5 months. You will receive a romantic offer of someone who travels or is linked to travel. Not just a traveller up and down the motorways, that's in all readings, but this one is linked to travel possibly as their career. And moving about or maybe arranging holidays for people. It's something that could work on the cruise liners. I see somebody for you who may be in entertainment as well, so that could link to the cruise liners, but they're a bit redundant at the moment with the COVID-19 stuff, aren't they? But expect lots of communication from this person. I think they'll be texting you every 5 minutes, and you'll be flattered by it, but you may get a bit annoyed or irritated by it, so try not to, because this person means well. There's an older person or a younger person. I think there's an age gap between the two of you, and you may be with your soulmate already, and I think there may be an age gap there. You may be older than he or she may be older than you. Nothing wrong with that. You don't fall in love with an age, you fall in love with a person. Expect lots of communication from your new lover or your present lover. Letters, phone calls, they may be buying you flowers, paying you special attention. You may be buying them flowers as well. It's a romantic time. But I think really, number 4, you need to make it a little bit more romantic than it is. Romance is in the air, and some of you, I think some of you, especially the men amongst you, find it difficult to show your feelings sometimes. You feel them, but you're not always good at showing it. And it would be appreciated by your partner if you were more attentive and give them a cuddle now and again. And buy them some chocolates or flowers or something occasionally. Show them that you care. You know that you care, but you need to show them. They may be a bit thinking you've lost interest, and you mustn't let them do that. So some of you, I think, are already with your soulmate, number 4. The rest of you, I think, during the next 5 months, there's certainly a chance of a real, true soulmate coming. And there's not many, as I said, not many people find their soulmate. Well, not everybody does. But got some good stuff, number 4. I can't think of anything else I've missed. So listen to your spirit guide. He or she is very young. You must know who that is, I think. If you don't, then it may be someone who you lost before you were even born. You may need to ask the family about that. But there is someone in spirit for you who's quite young. And he or she is watching you. They're caring for you and they're loving you. So it's someone who thought a lot or would think a lot of you now. Don't worry about the age gap if there is one. If you meet someone a bit older, don't worry about that. If you meet someone too young, they're not too young at all. It's just an age and it's a number, it doesn't mean anything. Look at some of the rock singers who are still going, and they look better than some of the youngsters. So, I hope you enjoyed that number 4, and I hope you all enjoyed it, especially those of you who are all on your own or lonely. So stay tuned with this channel now, because in a few moments we're moving on to stage 6 of the Old England Tarot School course, which is, of course, the 6 of Wands. You'll find it very exciting, very interesting. I can't wait to tell you about the 6 of Wands, because it's one of my favourites. And if you want to see that, stay with me, and I'll be back with you with stage 6 of the tarot course in just a few moments, and I'll catch you in a minute. Okay, see you in a second. Hello again, thank you for sticking with me, and we're about to do the 6 of Wands as part of the, part 6 of the Old England Tarot School course, designed by Leslie, my partner, and me about 20 odd years ago. And there we see in front of you the 6 of Wands. Now this card I always call the victory card. It means that you've beaten off all competitors and you're taking the prize. It's got lots of meanings, which I can't go into all of it on here of course, but it will be printed for you later, there's pages of it. Excuse me using notes, and I hope you'll take some notes as well, but I really don't want to forget anything. So this card is about the effort you've made towards the goal that you were seeking, and you've reached it, and there's good news, and it shows that you made the progress that you wanted to make. So it's a victory card. This card's a lot like the Chariot in the Major Arcana, which we'll come to later on in the course. People may have been doubtful about your plans. Now they'll eat their words and they'll realise they were wrong, and you don't want to gloat about this, because you're going to be friendly with old enemies, adversaries. Well, not enemies, but competitors. You'll be friendly with them in the future, so you don't want to be gloating. But enjoy the triumph, celebrate, relax, and take some pleasure from the success you've got, because you're going to get more as we go on, as you go on. This success can involve promotion. It can be authority and higher positions for you, which of course can be challenging because it can give you more responsibilities. The 6 of Wands also, I can tell you now, is the foreteller of good news. So there's good news coming. Really one of the most positive cards we've done so far. I said, like the Chariot, which we'll come to in the Major Arcana. Let me tell you some of the other things about this card. Some of the key things. It means you're having your day in the sun. It's your turn to be successful. You're being vindicated for anything that you've tried that people doubted. You're walking away with the prize. It's yours, it's about time, and you're walking away with it. You're coming out on top and you're achieving the success that you worked for. It's good. You feel good. You're going to be acknowledged. You're going to get pats on the back off people. You're going to get praise, compliments, applause if it's a public thing. And you'll achieve the recognition that you do deserve. So think that. This, of course, is what you would say to someone if you're doing a reading for them, because it's for them, obviously. But if it's for you that gets it in a reading, that's what it means. You'll have good self-confidence. You'll be holding your head up high, and people will notice you. You'll have a better opinion of yourself than you've had recently. So it's good for your confidence as well, this card. Don't get being arrogant and don't be condescending, but you will feel important for a change. Now, some of these cards, as I often mention, are reversed or upside down. Some readers do upside down cards, reverse cards, some don't. If this card shows up back to front or upside down, it means delay and fearing of people being unloyal to you, disloyal. Victory is there, but it may be short-lived, so you don't want it upside down. And adversaries may be weaving their own web of deceit around you, more than one. In other words, there could be a few of them planning or plotting against you to bring you down. You need to challenge them and clear the air, and then continue on the success that this card brings, even if it's the wrong way up. As long as you deal with that lot, people who have got it in for you, then you'll still get the success that you deserve. So it's okay. But you're going to be okay. Pats on the back. Number 6 is a good one. And it's part of the Wands section of the course. There are, of course, the Major Arcana to come yet, but that'll be later on. So next time we do this, we're going to do the 7 of Wands. Take some notes. You can run the video back. but this will be much more intense in the final course, which will be hopefully printed out for you to download later on when I've managed to do it, because it's a massive project. So thank you for listening to me, especially those of you who are alone or on your own, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, click like, click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I release new videos, and if you want a psychic reading with me or my team, I've got a great team of psychics working for me, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. If you want magic spells for love, passion, money, or curse removal or anything like that, if you want witchcraft spells performed by me, it's Stardust. That's stardustspells.co.uk. You can't beat a little sprinkle of stardust. And thank you for watching this, and I'll see you soon in the next videos for the 7 of Wands, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.